Aries, we are putting some cards for you today. First up, we have the Four of Michael. Insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek release and relief from stress. The Ace of Ariel, it's your lucky day, new resources of money, time or support, a change in jobs or a promotion. That sounds good to me. The Knight of Michael, time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion and sudden changes. Victory and success, rejoice in celebration. This looks like a very positive outcome for you, Aries. So the first thing that comes to mind when I have a look at these cards is obviously good news is on its way. So there is a need for some deep contemplation or some meditation or thinking, maybe reviewing your process, seeing what your options are, almost giving yourself a little bit of space, as the card indicates, for more sleep or more relaxation time, or just to relieve some of the stress that you've been under. And sometimes it's exactly when we start clearing our mental clutter, when we start taking time out from the busyness of life, that the solutions or the new ideas, new opportunities, new way of looking and doing things start coming to mind. Now this the stream that's pictured on the card here also just reminds me of, first of all, using, reinvigorating yourself or recharging your batteries, using the flow of energy wisely. So this would also indicate to me that you might be, along with your other cards, that this might be a good time in your career sector where you actually start reaping the benefits or the rewards for everything that you have gone through up until this point. So if you've been looking for a new job, or if you've been hoping for an increase, or you've been looking for a breakthrough in your business, I would say to you that this definitely looks like it is on its way to you. So I would also say that this business looks like it's going to be quite profitable. Money might come from directions that you possibly never expected it to come from, and I do feel that keep your eyes and ears open, because you might find that the opportunities, because they come from where you don't expect, that you've got to move quickly on them. All right, so it creates as the card says, the sudden changes. All right, because it does look to me, Aries, that you guys are quite ambitious and action orientated, driven to succeed, that kind of thing. And they're just telling me through these cards that it's your hard work and your determination and your single point of focus that's being encouraged here. So if you're looking to change jobs, or looking for a good investment opportunity or something along those lines, I will definitely say that is on the cards for you. All right, so this is definitely changing how things are going to be from now on. There's also recognition of achievements, and obviously the celebration that goes with that. This also indicates quite a lot of emotional stuff. So, it's possibly celebrating teamwork or collaboration that you've had, or friendships working towards a common goal, that kind of thing. So that teamwork is all about lifting each other up, or working towards that common goal for everybody's benefit. So there's also that appreciation for the hard work that you've put in, all the marketing and the communication maybe that you've had to do, and it really does look to me like you're moving from the darkness into the light. But don't get distracted, because you're right on the edge of that cliff there. But that edge of that cliff, I would say, if you are distracted, there is the possibility that you fall off the cliff, but this feels more to me like it's an entering of a new phase. So I would say I don't see that as being a negative. I feel that as being part of the plan, because I feel like just out of sight here, there's actually the other cliff sort of extends out, so that you just take a nice big step from where you are here to the next one to carry on your journey. So this is very much about ambitions and doing the work and putting the action in, staying dedicated to your purpose and your mission, and actively using your power of intellect and your power of community, your networks, everything that you've learned along the way. Utilizing your position of power maybe, or your position of influence, in order to move you in the direction of the goal, or the money, or the wealth, or the prosperity, or those opportunities that you're looking for. We all know that when we are overstressed and overtired and over everything, that we seldom actually see what's directly in front of us. So this is very much about you just taking some time out, get the rest that you need, take some time out to contemplate where you're at and where you want to be. Because as we all know, constant stress and tension can break even the most resilient of people, but brief periods of rest and regrouping will give you the energy and the focus and the ways to be able to cope and continue on your journey to success. So this is very much about when it happens, it's going to happen quickly. You've got everything that you need in order to succeed. And this looks like a very positive message regarding your career, Aries. So I hope that has made some sense to you. Utilize everything that you've got, your power and your intellect and your experience and all of that kind of stuff to keep moving you forward, because really it is your hard work and determination that eventually pays off. This also just talks to me about investment opportunities, that for some of you there might be a good investment opportunity, possibly overseas currency, or offshore investments, that kind of thing. I feel like that gives you some good rewards. Also, for some of you, there might be unexpected money in whichever way that happens to be, whether that is through inheritance or a payout of some sort. I do feel that there is, the larger cup is filling the smaller cups there. So it does look to me like maybe some unexpected money or a payout of some type. Okay, if you've been waiting for that, that just gives validation to that situation. This layout also just talks to me about timing. So I would say to you that if you were wondering if the timing is right for you to do something more, do something better, do something different, invest in your own thing, I would say as long as you've got your savings sorted out, so that you know exactly how you're going to pay your bills for those first 6 months while you get things off the ground, so that you're not distracted by the money situation, that and maybe that's a distraction that they're talking about down here, but that you can then put your efforts in and climb on your horse and get you heading in the direction that you want to get. So as long as you sort out the practicalities of things and you stay logical and formula orientated, so creating your formula that you then implement in order to get your goal, I do feel that being again, those words, dedicated to your purpose and your mission, that is what gives you your success and your outcome, which are indicated in those last 2 cards. So Aries, I think that's you for now. Sounds very good to me, very positive. So let's see what happens next. Take care, stay blessed, and if you got any value out of this, I really would appreciate a like, a subscribe, and a comment just to hear Taurus. So first of all, we have the 7 of Michael. There's a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all of the details. The second card is the Four of Gabriel. Time for celebration, abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. The Queen of Raphael. Follow your heart. A love of home and family. Trustworthy psychic information. The Seven, patience and planning. The last card is number 1, triumphant success. So let's see what your career guidance is today, Taurus. So when I have a look at these cards, this really does look to me like you are stepping out into something new. It tells me that even though you have got the two options or more than one option for you to go down, I also want to say that you just maybe need to be careful that possibly individuals or information or conditions maybe aren't what they first appear to be. So it's very important for you to maybe just dig a little bit deeper, investigate to see if there is any information that's been withheld from you. And also I would say to you on a little bit of a negative way is to have a backup plan. Because this does look to me like, because it's already on the road, it looks to me that it's quite sudden and unexpected change. But again, if you're looking to change, this definitely says to you that change is on the horizon. But again, like with all things, do so having done your due diligence. Don't just trust what people say. Read the fine print, put your own mind to it, see that what they say and what they put down on paper are the same things. But if you are currently going through a little bit of a phase where you might be suffering a bit, whether that's emotionally or whether that's physically or financially, they are saying that you do have other options. There is a way that is going to be less pressurized, but they also want you to understand that even though you might be carrying some stress, some pressure, some burdens there in your backpack, baggage, also you maybe need to have a look what it is that you are doing that's taking you down in that direction. Sometimes we do and we say and we decide things without thinking about the consequences, and then when the consequences happen, we are unhappy about that. So I would say to you, just assess the situation nice and clearly and intelligently, and just see what other options are waiting for you. But as this Four of Gabriel tells you, the timing is good. There are rewards that are coming if you are prepared to put in the work and make the changes and release yourself from those burdens, that backpack of distress that you've been carrying around, and maybe overwhelm and over responsibility and all those other things. And then obviously the Queen of Raphael, she's just talking about, following your internal guidance, following your psyche, following your gut, for want of a better word, trusting your own internal guidance. So once you've checked, and I think we spoke about that initially, of going, if you get a funny feeling that you think that somebody's maybe not telling you everything, or that they're withholding information, or they're twisting the information, trust your gut. If something, walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So go and do your investigations if they're saying that it's not. Okay. So this is very much about being open to change, open to receiving good news, good guidance, good information, reminding you that nothing stays stagnant, reminding you that this time for success and prosperity and peace is definitely coming, but it's going to take patience and planning, because as much as good things come to those who wait, better things come to those that get things done while they wait. So as good as it is to practice patience and all that, it's also a good time to reevaluate your situation, your goals, your relationships, maybe even your relationship goals with regards to, those that you work with or around. Because we have relationships with everybody that we spend time with, not just those that we love. And they're just saying, to reflect on your journey and then plan on how you're going to get forward, plan on how best to manage potentially difficult or complex decisions and situations that may come to you in your future. And if you can manage to do that, and if you can manage to sort of overcome I want to say your mental obstacles. So sometimes, we create situations in our mind of stress or distress, and our attitudes maybe aren't, what we would necessarily want them to be, because we're so focused on the negatives, as that chap is over there, that maybe if we just shift our attitude, or if we shift our, where our emotions or our mental space is, that will actually create those new beginnings for us, So new beginnings, new attitude, new opportunities, all of that kind of stuff. And you can do that by maybe shifting your willpower or your determination and getting focused in the direction that would lead you to more positive outcomes, maybe triumph in some areas or all areas of your life. So here they're really just asking you to pause and consider the consequences. Obviously, we're doing a career guidance here, so this is more about considering the consequences of the actions and the decisions that you make in your working life that's going to affect your finances and your stability and your career going forward. So releasing negative thinking, using mental clarity, and then controlling your mental thinking and creating a new way of thinking and being and processing may even help you to change the way that you perceive things. So this is more about, things change when you change, or things change when your attitude changes. So if you've been feeling a little bit stuck or a little bit restricted, anything along those lines, you want to be on one side and you're on one side, you want to get to the other side. They're just talking about your actual obstacle here might just be your mental attitude or your emotional overthinking or processing. So this does look to me that if you plan things correctly, and if you gain control over your mind and your attitude, and by making decisions that are based on fact instead of based on emotion, I do feel that that's going to lead you to good and positive relationships within the business sector that will then it will enhance your career sector, enhance your experience thereof, and then obviously bring you into the abundance that you no doubt are looking for. But again, I'm just getting with that little that angel over there just brings my attention back to this of follow your instincts, follow your gut, trust yourself, because sometimes we make a lot of mistakes by dismissing what it is that we instinctively know. And after the fact, we think to ourselves, if only I had done what I knew this would happen, if I'd have done that other thing that I was thinking of, it would have led to a better, easier, more productive outcome. So this does show me a lot. There's a lot of improvement that I'm seeing in these cards, and that these cards are indicating, but it is going to be a step-by-step process. So planning or creating your formula and then implementing that is of vital importance. Some of you might even be changing jobs, or buying a new business, or moving your business from one premises to another premises, that you're in talks with somebody that gives you some useful and good information that you benefit from in the long run. So that might be something that comes up for some of you, Taurus. But yeah, overall, I would definitely say that the general energy here is make decisions based on facts. Don't make decisions based on emotions, because your emotions are going to keep you stressed, distressed, and stuck. And the facts are going to give you the information that you need to move forward to a much more abundant and rewarding future. That obviously you're going to need to work hard, but you would need to work hard anyway. So I don't know about you, but I'd rather work hard for a good outcome than have to work hard and end up down the wrong road. So that's it for you, Taurus. I hope that's helped you to make some good decisions going forward, and I look forward to seeing you again. If you found any value in this, I'd really appreciate a like, a subscribe, and a comment, so that we can get to know you a little bit better. Until next time, you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello and welcome, Gemini. So first up, we have the Star, a dream come true, believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation. Well, that's a nice positive place to start. Another major arcana card, the Empress. Time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded, luxurious or abundant resources. I must tell you that this card, the Archangel Jophiel, is the archangel of all things beautiful, and Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of communication. So bringing you messages about beautiful things. That just popped out here. The Two of Michael. It will be better if you just make a decision. Over-analyzing a problem, finding a compromise. And then the two cards from the Psychic Tarot. And your last card, another major arcana card. Traditionally the Fool card. This one says new beginnings. I do love the illustrations on the Psychic Tarot deck. Right, Gemini. What do these cards tell me? So these cards tell me about, first of all, do I stay, do I go? There's a lot of mental conflict or self-doubt or indecisiveness that's possibly coming here from being a little bit overwhelmed. All right, so I do feel that maybe you need to give things a little bit more of a think. From the positive side, it's quite fine you thinking and making a list of all the negatives, all the things that can go wrong, so that you're not taken by surprise, but you equally need to make a list of all the things that can go right. So because Gemini, there's always two sides to the Gemini story. So have a look. You got mental conflicts and self-doubt and overwhelm, and then on the other side, there needs to be focus and confidence and mental clarity. So this is really about balancing those two things. I do feel that everything that you do need, you do have, or you have access to that. So just be careful that your negative self-talk doesn't tell you otherwise. Basically, it doesn't overwhelm your positive self-talk, because sometimes the negative self-talk can have a little bit of a louder or more commanding voice when it decides that it's right. So here they're also telling me that if you need some help, that you must ask for it, have faith in yourself. You do have a support system. You are well supported. I know that you're causing a little bit of angst in yourself with your overthinking and all of that kind of stuff, but you actually are on solid ground. You do have the support that you need from experts and from friends and family and business and that kind of stuff. So yeah, again, I'm just seeing the shadows of those horses. So just being careful that that the shadow doesn't overwhelm the reality of things. All right. So I would also say, leaving your past behind you, or leaving the negatives, heading towards more the positives. So there is light. This card tells me that there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you've been going through a little bit of a tough time, these tell me that you are moving on from the tough time. It might be a good time for you to set goals and to make plans, that kind of thing. But I do feel that whatever you've been going through, where you might be feeling like you've just been giving everything, you've just been pouring out your heart and your soul and all your time for not very much in the way of feedback or reward, these cards tell me that that's changing. All right. So if you've been wanting to leave or move or change or exchange, now would be the right time for you to get that done. Again, because of the nature of the Gemini, plans are most definitely not negotiable. Having formulated your plan, formulated your formulas, so that you can then just implement it. That will give you the calm that you're looking for. It will also, I feel, give you a little bit more of a solid foundation to feel a little bit more in control of things. And we all know that allows us to work a little bit more productively when we need to. So all of this talks to me again of fertility and growth, and possibly the seeds of creation that you have planted previously, the things that you put into place previously, that they're now starting to come to fruition, whether that's a new business or new job opportunities or a new way of doing things. I apologize for my cat that is insisting on yelling at me. But they're just talking here about being almost actively passive. So doing things without forcing things. And if you just get on with things, those that need to will see your value. But this is definitely about, hope and faith and healing and success, and making the impossible possible. So again, the guides are asking you in your career to follow your internal guidance, to push forward to success, have your positive attitude that will bring you success. And this is definitely a time where you're going to shine, where you're going to be the star, be the star of the game. But remember that all journeys start with that first step. So now is a good time for you to take a leap of faith forward, because significant change is on the verge of happening. New adventures can be daunting. But if you stay focused and if you put your feet in front of each other without getting distracted, you will achieve success, because the world literally here is your oyster. But you see, she's got that wand that's keeping her secure. She's got everything that she needs in her bag, and she's got her hiking stick that will help her if she gets onto uneven ground, that will keep her nice and solid and safe and secure. Just mental restrictions need to be taken care of, and she's leaving the past behind her with that closed door, closing doors behind and moving on to better things. So this is a very positive thing. So if you've been thinking about making changes, but having your thoughts and worries and overthinking overwhelming you, please just stick those things, you know, to one side. And there's a quote or saying that I'm probably going to misquote here. You know, feel the fear and do it anyway, because it's definitely going to give you what it is that you're looking for in your career. So that's great, Gemini. Having so many of the major arcanas in your reading just again indicate to me that this is big, this is major change, this is the success that you've been looking for, but it is going to take work, it's going to take effort, it's going to take focus, but absolutely 100% you can do it. If you just bridle your horse up and send it in the direction that you are actually wanting it to go to, because if you just let it to run rampant, it's going to go in all sorts of directions and waste time and energy. But absolutely yes, Gabriel is bringing us good news here about positive abundance and opportunities. And there's just this tiny little buck that I see here that keeps drawing my attention, that's talking to me about being gentle on yourself. You know, that you do have, it's okay for you to feel a little bit overwhelmed sometimes, or a little bit self-doubtful, whatever the case is. Just nurture that side of yourself, protect it, reassure it, okay, because there is definitely the transformation that's coming through for you that you've been looking so forward to. One more thing that pops up into my head is overseas travel or new business opportunities that involve international companies or international products or international connections. So just have a look to see how that works out for you as well. So if you've got any value out of this, Gemini, I'm trying to keep it as short and sweet as I can. Please, I'd really enjoy you to pop a comment so we can get to know you a little bit better. And then obviously like and subscribe always helps us. And until we meet again, you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello and welcome, Cancer. So the first card is the Seven of Ariel. You have invested wisely, have patience, and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. Well, that's a good positive start. I must tell you that I have quite a vocal cat here today. So if you hear Odin start to shout at us, please just be aware he's trying to get my attention. Your second card is the Five of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regrets and embrace the opportunities for happiness, and search for the silver lining. What a beautiful picture. The Four of Ariel. When you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. Okay. I do apologize once again for the state of these cards, but as you will notice, they're quite well used. So we have the 11 and it says balance. And your last card is number 9, which is solitude. Both of those are major arcana cards. Right, let's have a look to see what these cards talk to me about. So the first thing that I'm getting here, Cancer, is that I feel like in order to avoid, regret and failure and long-term disappointment or decisions that affect you negatively in the long term, I feel like you need to almost take a step back and reevaluate things. So the solitude card is traditionally the Hermit card, and the Hermit card talks to us very much about answers and solutions that lie in the quiet of your mind. So the Hermit card teaches us that by taking a step back and resting a little bit and allowing the answers to move to the surface of your conscious mind, you're able to better deal with what's in front of you. and dealing with one thing at a time might be a better way of doing it. The same way as she's reading these presumably the Akashic records, or reading this book of secrets, she can't read the entire book simultaneously. She needs to do it one page at a time. So it's all about her, or about you, Cancer, reading living your day-to-day life one day at a time, and not allowing the overwhelm of all your challenges and your obstacles and all that kind of stuff to overwhelm you, because you don't need to, or it's impossible for you to leap over the mountain of obstacles. You're going to need to do it one action at a time. And by doing it one thing at a time gives you your control back. It gives you your balance back, because you do have all of everything that you need. You've got all the tools that you need. All right. But your balance card, this balance card is traditionally the Justice card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. And your Justice talks to you about the balance. It talks to you about your need for balance and harmony, and that there is a time for all things, like this guy who looks a little bit like a farmer to me, that there is a time for all things. There's a time for, for planting, and there's a time for harvesting, and there's a time for patience, where the seed moves from planting to harvesting. So there is a time for all things, and maybe some expectations or some lifestyle adjustments maybe are needed or necessary, that will move you from one state to another state. Okay, so a state from maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed or frustrated, or things not working out the way that you want them to work out, into a state where the giving and receiving, which is again your balance, your Justice, where all of that works in harmony with each other. All right. So as they say, everything does happen for a reason, but if you release the stuff that's holding you back, which would release some of the burdens, then it allows you to allow your scales to get a little bit more balanced, and that then opens up the opportunity for happiness and all good things. So I would say to you that in terms of career guidance and all of that, I would definitely say to you that there is a time that's coming where you're going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, but you first need to take some time to rest and not overdo things, but just almost a little bit of a review to say, where have I been, what have I done, where am I going, and how am I going to get there. Managing to balance all aspects of your life, your mental and emotional and spiritual and financial and family, and even yourself, as well as your career. So looking at the big picture and seeing where it is maybe that you're wasting some time and some effort, and where you could possibly be on track, or where maybe you want to improve the track that you're on, that would also be something that would be to your benefit. So if you have already been putting the efforts in, I would definitely say to you that this indicates to me that the goal that you're heading towards could actually be closer than what you realize. So maybe just checking your expectations, seeing what needs to change and what needs to be adjusted, being practical with it, and then keeping your eyes out for the gifts that are coming to you, or the rewards that are coming to you. But this does look to me like if you are looking for, and those words again, your long-term view or your long-term investments or your long-term outcomes, this looks to me that you're going to get more profitable long-term outcomes, or more profitable long-term investments, or more sustainable results if you can just get back to basics, know that you are supported. Her back's on a solid pillar here, but instead of maybe focusing on what there isn't, focusing on what you can do with what is. Okay, so I do feel that For some of you, this might be a little bit of a reminder that if you've been maybe fixated on money, that might be keeping you a bit stuck. Maybe you need to create and maintain some type of a budget, and to honor and respect money, but don't become a slave to it, because losing sight of the importance of your friends and your family and your happiness and your love and all of that can devalue the money aspect of it. So if you've been overworking and being overly ambitious and neglecting your home life, your home family in favor of the what you saw as the value of achievement in terms of your career, this might be a good reminder of saying, well, listen, you can't really buy happiness. You can buy short-term happiness, but this is more about your long-term stability, your long-term view, okay, your sustainable results. So how do we figure this out? We figure it out in terms of the quietness of your mind, knowing, we all know what it is that we need to do and what we should do and what we want to do, even though the practicalities of actually implementing that might not be the easiest thing. Okay, but this is really about bridging the gap or bridging the divide, because you can have both. You don't have to choose one or the other. And I feel like the value actually increases if you can get it balanced. Okay, you're like the harvest is more. You get more out of it if you can get it balanced. Okay. So it's not about choosing whether you have or you don't have. This is about saying, well, you can have a lot more than what you have in all areas of your life. Okay. So, yes, if you are currently going through a little bit of a tough time where regret and failure and disappointments and pessimism is your current state of mind and your current experience, they're just reminding you not to get fixated on your losses and your failures, or not to get so fixated on them that you missed your positive opportunities. So finding a way through your current mess is possible, because things not only can they improve, but they will improve if you can just let go of your past and get a little bit of balance going on here. So maybe reflecting on what got you to this point, learning the lessons from those experiences, and then doing things differently going forward. Maybe that will open up a brighter, better future for you. And, maybe there's some current blessings that are disguised that, you haven't recognized up until now. So for some of you, maybe we can, something that looks bad on the outset, which might be, a job loss, for instance. Initially, you go, oh my gosh, I've lost my job, that's awful. But that actually creates the opportunity for you to maybe spend some more time with your family, because maybe in your old job you were overworking or weren't spending enough time with your family, whatever the case is, and you weren't very happy. You might have been earning well, but maybe you weren't very happy. Whereas now the job loss, it might create more opportunity for you to start your own business, or get a different job where your hours are less, and you have a little bit more balance in terms of family and friends and happiness, and you're still earning the money. So that is something that comes up with these cards as well. But I really do feel that overall it's not a negative reading, certainly not, but it is a reading to say to you, you do have control over the situation. You need to decide what it is that you're prepared to do or not do, and what it is that you're going to get focused on, and maybe just take some time out to regroup and figure your way through these things. Okay. I would say to you that there is definitely, for some of you, there is definitely some, that's my cat making a noise. There is definitely opportunities, or like a new business proposal or a new business opportunity that's coming. I do feel that it's sort of guided by spirit, or if you've been doing some visualizations or anything along those lines, I do feel there's what looks to me like a face in the mirror. So I feel like it's coming from spirit, or there's new opportunities that have been hidden that are definitely being delivered to you. You might have spent all your old opportunities, but there's something new and exciting that's coming towards you here. So it's like your prayers have been heard and answered. Some of you might be involved in some real estate activities. I feel like if you are, you need to maybe just read the fine print, check the deeds, like whether that's a deed of sale or the deed of purchase or the deed of ownership. I'm just getting the fact that there are some deeds that need to be looked at. So maybe some legal stuff that needs to be addressed. That is something that comes up for you here. Yeah, and that could be business or employment contracts, or just, legal or law matters that come up for you here. But I'm just being told, just read the fine print. And also, the idea of treating people fairly and asking the same from them. So again, there's that balance energy. So yeah, treating others the way that you would like to be treated yourself, and making whatever lifestyle adjustments or business adjustments or attitude adjustments may be necessary in order to facilitate that. I don't advise playing safe at this stage. Well, let's put it this way. Take your brain with you. Maybe playing safe but not playing stuck, okay, would probably be a better way of putting it. So it might be advisable that until you know exactly what it is that you're dealing with, to be a little bit cautious with it, but at the same time, don't allow things to be restrictive. All right, I think that's a way of articulating what it is that's popping into my head. Yes. So I think this looks like quite a good position that you guys are in, Cancer. I would just say to you, this is really about, I want to say, like the baby steps, the daily activities. If you can sort out that your daily activities are positive and heading in the direction that you want, and then if you invest wisely in your daily activities. See, this guy's got a book as well. Yeah, so she's got a book and he's got a book, and so again, there's like you've got the, what is it, like the rules of the game, the recipe book. Yeah, you've got your book of instructions. So they, I don't know if he's read it or hasn't read it, but that's created this really nice abundant future. And she's saying, read the paperwork, because you need to, in order to understand things properly. So that's a bit of an educational process that happens there as well. But this looks like you're heading towards quite a nice positive thing. Still some work that you need to put in. It's not going to fall out the sky. It's going to be a reward for hard work done. But yes, I think the most important thing here is learning the lessons from your previous experiences. And if they gave you the results that you're looking for, do more of them. If they don't, then do things differently. So that's it for now, Cancer. I hope this has helped you in some way. If you found any value, I really would appreciate hearing back from you in the comments, and then obviously liking and subscribing to the channel always helps me a lot. And until we meet again, you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello Leo, I have shuffled some cards for you. So let's take a look to see what your career guidance is today. So your first card is solutions. Success that comes from objective compromise, self-control, and patience, forgiving and healing energy. So in your traditional deck, this would be your temperance card. I do apologize for my cat, Odin, that's making some noises here today. He's in the talkative mode. Perspective, the Archangel Chamuel, there's a better way, pause for reflection and insight, and dare to be different. So in the normal Rider White, this would be the Hangman card. The Nine of Raphael, make a wish, dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. From the Psychic Tarot, I have some very well used cards, so I apologize for the state of them. We have number 2, which is part of the Major Arcana, which is also called the High Priestess. In normal tarot, we have intuition. And your last card is trapped in fear. Right, let's have a look to see what your cards tell us, Leo, with regards to your career. So first of all, I want to say to you, for those of you that have been overthinking things, okay, I want to say, or that feel like nothing's going your way, or that, you know, everything is stuck or being restricted, or, you know, there's a whole bunch of negative stuff that's going on here. I'm going to say to you that this is more, even though it might be coming out on a physical level, it does look to me very much like it is it's starting on an emotional level and on a mental level. All right, so they are just talking very much about you know, self-imposed restrictions, or a mental victim mentality, and how negative thoughts are actually sort of imprisoning your mind. So they are saying that there is a way out of it, and the way out of it is to follow your intuition, all right, to follow your internal guidance, because even though at the moment you may feel like you're at a dead end, or maybe your job's unfulfilling, or that you are, you know, there's no way out of your current situation, you are being assured that there are solutions. Okay, so your first card that came out here was very much orientated about solutions. Okay, so there are definitely solutions that are coming as a result of you putting the work in, looking at things from a different perspective, maybe creating a plan that you can then implement, not just wishful thinking, but wishful doing, and by doing some deep reflection and getting out of your head, that you will start getting the results that you're looking for. All right, so it's not the end of the road unless you choose for it to be the end of the road, but I do feel that if you choose differently, you're going to get differently. This does look to me that if you need to pause for a bit, and if you decide that, you know, you want to just reflect a little bit on how things are, I do feel that you'll be able to get your control back. All right, so I do feel that your wishes can be granted if you want something differently, or if you're looking for emotional or financial fulfillment, or whatever it is that your deepest desires are. I do feel that, and for some of you it might even just be recognition, and, you know, recognition for loyalty, or appreciation. I do feel that everything that you are hoping for, wishing for, I do feel that it can come out, but you can get it, but I feel like you almost need to get out of your head, because putting too much emphasis on what you don't have is preventing you from enjoying what you do want. Okay, so maybe the internal reflection and that kind of thing, that little bit of pause period that you take out, is going to help you to almost approach life a little bit differently. That's going to give you the success that you're looking for. All right, so maybe, as it says here, forgiving what's holding you back. I think that those two cards are also sort of reflecting each other, to say maybe the way that you get yourself out of this prison is to actually just stand up and walk out of it. Take your control back, do what you need to do. It looks very much like those bars, that window, that door is reflected in that card, and that's got a handle on it. So there is a way, there is a solution out of your situation, if you just look at it in a slightly different way and implement what it is that you need to implement, that will lead to your wishes being granted, or your desires being fulfilled. Yeah. All right. I'm also hearing about paying attention to words, your own words in your head, as well as the words of others. Maybe distilling information, not taking things just on face value, but actually listening to what is being said and what's not being said. Because I also believe that synchronicities and coincidences are also very likely to happen. So you do need to pay attention, okay? Because if you're looking at things from an upside down point of view, you might actually miss things, okay? Because things aren't exactly as they might first seem, or the way that you had first perceived them to be. So you really do need to follow your gut to be aware of what's actually going on. First of all, beyond the obvious, because knowledge is power, but also because of maybe perceptions that were created based on this victim mentality. All right. Overall, I would definitely say, Leo, that in terms of your career, even though there might be a couple of delays, and even though change might be needed, you definitely need to take control of the situation in order to move the outcome in the direction that you want it to go. But I do feel that this is about, even if you may not have control, you do have control with what you do with the situation. So even though it might be a good time for you to step back and let things play out a little bit, instead of getting overwhelmed with them, your transition and your changes and what you're looking for, your solutions, are definitely on their way. They might take a little bit longer than you expected, but I really do feel that your solutions, your changes, your answers, your breakthroughs are most definitely on their way to you. So I'm going to have a look at this card a little bit more closely. And he's holding that little cup there, which made me think it was the genie lamp that we have in our wish fulfilling card on that side. So this really does tell me, and obviously it's two cups, so it's the temperance, the measured, the balance, the measured responses, responding rather than reacting, in your victim mentality card, and the overcoming of your obstacles. He's walking on water here, so miracles can and will happen, as I said, in your wish fulfilling card on that side. And it looks to me like his way is being lit by that fire. So I really do feel here, Leo, that if you're looking for change, if you've been thinking about possibly changing jobs, or looking for a new job, or getting frustrated because the new job hasn't come up for you, I would say definitely check your check the energy that you're putting out, or your what's going on inside your head, and maybe start focusing on more of the positive, so that that opposite way of doing things can possibly bring you the results that you're looking for. But this looks to me like you're going to be taking all of your experience. Now the ankh is a fertility symbol as well, so taking all of your experience and using the fertility that you are looking for, okay, to open the doors to get you to where it is that you're wanting to be. Okay, so I hope that clears things up for you, Leo. I really appreciate hearing from you in the comments, and then obviously liking and subscribing always helps the channel. And I hope that this has given you a little bit of insight into what you can expect in your career sector. And as always, remember, you are always in control of how you look at things, when you look at things, why you look at things, and then obviously the implementation, the action orientated steps to get you out of where you're at towards where you want to be. Things don't fall out the sky, but some miracles can be created by just implementing your formulas. So there we go. Hope that helps. Until we meet again, you take care. Stay blessed. Bye for now, Leo. Hello, Virgos. So first up, we have the Knight of Ariel. There's so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan. Being watched over by someone kind. Oh, you see I've written there, think big. So obviously there's think big, because things are, if you have a look in that picture over there, she is planting money. There's money coming. Oh, that's always a good sign for career guidance. And we have the Five of Gabriel. So the Five of Gabriel says, a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. That's good. Those puzzle pieces look very much like they're made from gold to me. Gold is good. The Three of Ariel, do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner. That's pretty cool. You got 4 cards. The Nine of Ariel. Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. Love for the beautiful things in life. Your Psychic Tarot cards. This one says prosperity begins. Wow. This looks very good to me, Virgo. So all we see is money, money, money. And this is a waiting game. And look at that. It looks like growth as well. So the waiting game, number 2. Oh, look how we're moving from 1 to 2. So it's next step, next step. Wow. Let me just move these cards so we can better see them. Right. First thing I see here is the work you're putting in is the results that you're going to get out. Okay, so I do feel that if you're prepared to put the hard work in, and if you're prepared to sort of get down off your high horse and roll up your sleeves and get productive and do what needs to be done, thinking big in terms of goals that you're heading towards, because as you know, a farmer doesn't plant 1 or 2 little plants. They plant fields with, because they know that not all of them are going to prosper, not all of them are going to succeed and grow. Some of them might wilt along the way, some might not be up to scratch or standard and might be discarded along the way. So they're talking about putting all of the effort in, and then you're going to get your results. Okay, so yeah, you're getting your harvest again. We've got our farmer theme carrying through here. So this is very much about planning ahead, creating your formula before you move ahead, because as we all know, farmers, they have to plan. They have to plan around the seasons. They have to plan around the weather. They have to plan around the fertility of their land and their perspective or anticipated orders, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of planning and preparing that needs to be done before before the hard work even goes into things, as part of the initial planning stages, before you actually get to the action orientated stuff. And then obviously you can only get your harvest or your rewards after that. But yeah, I feel that if you're prepared to do what you need to do to get what it is that you want, once it is that you know what it is that you want, and you put your effort and your work in, and you work through things methodically, and that little ballerina, you wind it all up and then it goes round and round and round and round. So working with things methodically and being maybe detail orientated and super focused, that's what's going to give you your rewards and your money. So even though things may feel repetitive or routine, you are being advised to keep going so that you can actually reach your goal. So it might be a waiting game, but it's an action orientated waiting game. So it's a carry on doing while you're waiting game. All right. So this also just talks to me very much about, you putting the effort in, or if you have already put the effort in, they're telling you that you're going to get your results. If you are still in the process of putting your effort in, be assured that if you carry on doing it, you will get your results. Achievement and success are definitely assured. So this is just showing me that rainbow again, to say that there is definitely more abundance or self-sufficiency or financial independence, and enjoying the fruits of the labor for your job well done. So financial independence and abundance, investing wisely, are all good things. Establishing your financial independence is going to make you feel more in control of your life. But it's lots of little things. I keep getting the lots of little things. So we've got lots of little puzzle pieces. Yeah, we've got lots of little coins and lots of things that the farmers planted. Yeah, we've got lots of little butterflies. Yeah, we've got lots of peaches. In this picture over here, we've got lots of things happening. So this feels to me like there's all the lots of little things that you do are going to add up to the big thing. It's not going to be one big thing that falls out of the sky for you, but more about the accumulation of all the effort that's going to give you your results. Okay. I also feel like if you've been waiting for new career opportunities or new financial moves, or some way of manifesting your abundance in some way, it might also be heading towards the right time for you to take advantage of that. All right. So moving forward with any career or financial ambitions would be a good thing around about now. But again, they're talking about the layers, you see. So doing it one step at a time, one little bit at a time, is what's going to give you your result. Okay. There's also this hourglass just tells me again that it's you supported. Okay. Obviously, if you are needing some extra information or some wise guidance, go and speak to the experts, because you do have help and assistance there. I mean, both of them are on horses. They're not using their feet as this guy is to get where they're going. So this tells me that you can utilize the system or utilize the vehicles, not necessarily created by you, but utilizing the vehicles that can propel you in the direction that you're wanting to go. All right. So this does look to me that having a comprehensive plan is going to give you a more long-term sustainable outcome. All right. They also just remind me here that for those of you that, in fact, everybody works best with having a detailed schedule and a to-do list, and implementing your to-do list or having good project management is definitely going to pay off for you, yeah, as well. All right. But they are telling you to think a little bit more creatively, to look at ways to self-improve that sets you maybe above the rest. I know that putting your feet in front of each other may not be the most exciting things, but I do feel that repetitive motion, or that routine, that step one foot in front of the other type of thing, is what's going to get you to reach your goal. So it's also going to be the thing that gets you to the end of the race, because a lot of people are good starters, but they're not very good finishers, because they get distracted and forget why they're in the race in the first time. So that's why a lot of people aren't successful, is because they give up halfway. So these cards are just telling us, don't give up halfway. You've got the assurance and the support, and you've got all the little bits that you're putting together. If you just keep doing the things that you need to do, you'll get to where it is that you're looking to get to or arrive to. So yes, if you're going through a little bit of a bad patch with some obstacles or challenges or power struggles or competition or anything along those lines, they're just asking you to see the big picture. It's really just a bad patch. Take a moment to reassess where you're at, and do what needs to be done to overcome your challenges, but you're really not stuck there. All right. I do feel that you've got your resourcefulness, you've got solutions, you've got creativity, you've got experience. There he's opening up that thing that looks to me, it's got a whole bunch of magic in there. So you've got everything that you need in order to succeed. This is really just about putting your effort in, and that's going to give you your outcome. When I was laying out the cards, I was initially going to put this up there, and then I just got told, no, put it down here. But now this makes sense, because this card says your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads you to success. Yeah, you've got your prosperity card, and this lady is, riding a unicorn with that saber, the lightsaber that comes out of the unicorn's forehead, which is, focused focus, determined focus. And that's very much pointed towards the prosperity. Okay, so if you're not here yet, and if you're still in this process of doing, don't give up, because it's definitely going to, if you do what you love, and if you spend some time on maybe some personal development, or learning new skills, or honing your skills, or maybe taking opportunities that are, previously hobbies, or, ways that you like to spend your time, maybe in your free time, and see how you can maybe turn that into a paying hobby or a business, something along those lines. Maybe that would make sense for some of you. But this is very much about you having control over your situation. That's going to lead you to where it is that you are wanting to go. Yeah, career development and gaining of new skills, and finding the joy in life, and having more than one opportunity, or more than one solution, or more than one doorway opening up, also comes across quite strongly in this reading. So it looks like you got options, Virgo. You have options. So in terms of career, I would definitely say you are heading in the right direction. Keep going. Yes, it looks to me like you're going to find what it is that you're looking for. Nice prosperity and abundance, and all those other good things that pay off from all the effort and the hard work that you put in order to accomplish it. So yes, as the very first card says, you make a very detailed plan, implement it, and you'll get your outcome. So that's it, I think, Virgo. Thank you very much. If you found any value in this, I'd really appreciate you letting us know in the comments. And then obviously a like and subscribe always helps the channel. So until next time, you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Libra. Let's see. So first card up, we have the Emperor. Stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. That's a good start. Next up, wow, the world. The world is your oyster, as they say. A very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. I almost don't want to turn over the other cards. We're on such a good footing over here. Let's have a look. The Two of Ariel. It's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. Or are you overextending yourselves, Libra? You do know that you're the scales. You need to keep balance. Oh, wow. Another major arcana card. We have Decision with Archangel Jophiel, the Archangel of all things beautiful. And she talks about releasing yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox any unnecessary worry based on lack of self-confidence. So your Decision card is traditionally the Devil card, which is all about temptation, you know, not giving into temptation. This looks very much to me like the temptation to overextend yourself. Right, another major arcana card, the Spiritual Strength, number 9. Sorry, that wasn't a major arcana card. This is your major arcana card, number 14, Patience, which is Temperance in the Rider White tarot cards. Don't know what made me think. I think it was that color. Right, let's have a look to see here, Libra, what is in store for you today. So, first things first, temptation. Yeah. So I'm going with that first bit of information that downloaded as I was laying the cards out to say there may be temptation or addiction to overwork, to maybe place too much emphasis on material stuff or material gain or titles or, achievements. And they are asking you to maybe see how that overemphasis or that over focusing perhaps is creating maybe some limiting behavior within you. All right. So the word I'm getting here is codependence. Identifying where maybe you've got codependent behaviors that are causing restrictions. So that an example of that they're telling me would be being a workaholic. Okay, so you maybe for some of you you place too much emphasis on how you define yourself. Maybe you're defining yourself by your job, or you're defining yourself by your title, or you're defining yourself by your achievements. And they're saying that that is not necessarily helpful to you. You need to find other ways where you can start maybe creating a little bit more balance and independence in your life that enables you to come from a position of power instead of being motivated by a position of fear that you maybe don't even know is underlying your decisions or your ambitions. Okay, so this is more about being aware of your thinking and you're expecting and you're doing and you're allowing and asking yourself whether or not that is coming from this position that brings you the overall happiness, all right, or if it's coming from a position of needing to prove yourself or to be the best or to have the best or to prove that you're the best, or wherever that comes from. All right, so they're wanting you to definitely take a look at that. Moderation and balance, as I say, will definitely help you a lot. All right. this card, even though they're saying it feels like you're trying to prop up the whole world, through doing what you feel like you need to do through your ambition and your success and all of that kind of stuff. When you're propping up the whole world for too long, it can actually leave you feeling quite weak. So they're just talking about if you can get some moderation and balance, you can maybe develop new skills or actually create some self-improvement in your situation that will lead you to maybe feel initially a little bit uncomfortable, but allowing you to have time for a bit of enjoyment, a little bit of enjoyment in your life. Okay, so I do feel that maybe this would be a time for you to maybe change things around a little bit. This always reminds me of the Hangman, which is, all about changing perspective. And okay, it talks about pause, but maybe you need to pause to change your perspective. But because this picture isn't tied to anything, they do have the opportunity to move and change and be flexible, because there we've got the balance again, the yin and the yang, which is the balancing of the good and the bad and the bad and the good, and the ups and the downs and the downs and the ups. So all of the contrasts are being balanced there. So this is all about getting your balance back, and it might be a good idea, and the information I'm getting here is to juggle only the amount of balls that you can comfortably keep up in the air, not overextending yourself, because you might find that traditionally you've been overextending yourself, or you've been the one that did everything. The only one you can rely on is yourself. So it's easier just to do it rather than to go through the patience and the frustration of waiting for somebody else to do it. Sometimes it's easier if I just do it myself. So that just talking about all of that could, for some of you, maybe have led to this overextension of yourself. And this might be a good time for you to maybe enter a business partnership that may help you to sort of share the load a little bit. So maybe it's a good time for you to notice your connections with people and places and situations that will help you to make better decisions in your future. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit caged, and maybe you haven't realized that the door's actually open, and you are free to leave, you are free to come back, but you're not as stuck as what you maybe initially thought that you were. All right, you're staying stuck because that's been your decision to stay stuck. Okay, so this is also, I feel, about making some changes in terms of deciding what it is that you actually want. What do you really want, and because you may be a person with a lot of control and a lot of authority, and be a very loyal person, you've climbed many steps to get to the position that you're at, that maybe you also feel that giving up any type of authority or strength or position of power, whatever the case is, can weaken you. But they're saying, no, look at it in terms of problem solving and reasoning and sharing the power, learning to do things in a new way. And maybe this is also about having a business meeting with a highly influential person that maybe creates positive outcomes. And also this card talks to me very much about turning ideas into formulas to successfully achieve your goals. Because the way in which you lead and handle your power, I feel, is now being tested. So I feel like there are definitely changes that need to be made. Everything that you did up until this point was necessary, but now things are a little bit different. So you can, because they're a little bit different, you can handle them a little bit differently. And we've just got load shedding, so I apologize for the change in lighting, but I'm almost finished here. So the world also talks to me about rewards for efforts, and completion of your cycles, and your triumph and fulfillment and liberation, and also the wisdom that was gained through the journey that it took for you to get into that emperor position, the one that was being in charge and in control, and all of those other things. So the other thing that they want to bring to your attention here, Libra, is that it took a lot of courage and discipline and persistence and internal strength to get you to where it is that you're wanting to go. So they're talking about using your previous experience to maybe experiment with maybe new business adventures. Okay, or ventures. All right. So doing things, the old things in new ways might give you a different outcome, or a more suitable for now outcome. All right. Part of that process would be your self-development. Okay, so having patience that you are not necessarily the experts of what you're doing in this new venture, but that you can get back to that expert's position by being patient with yourself in your situation, and just taking it one step at a time, as those little balls on the that hat indicates to me, and that will then lead you to the flowering, the fulfillment, the outcome that you're looking for. All right, but this is again not getting overwhelmed by your thoughts, the overthinking situation, but rather allowing more positive ways of looking, doing, thinking, processing, that moderation and that balance to help you to develop this new way of being, new way of experiencing this abundance that's reflected in all of your cards here. So that looks good to me, Libra. It looks to me like this positive change, hard work, but building on the solid foundation that you built up until now. So you're not starting from scratch. This is more about the career development, skill development, financial development. So the developmental aspect looks to me that it's the most important in your reading. And here I feel like you're being propped up, held up, provided for, protected by a force that is much greater than what you are as an individual. And I feel like this is also why maybe delegating a little bit more might be something that you'd find helpful, so that it's not all on your lap to get done, because overextending yourself is actually keeping yourself limited. If you delegate, if you delegate to get other people to help you to juggle your balls and to get things done, well, that frees you up to take on new opportunities and invest your time and your focus in new ventures. So have a look to see how that works out in your own life, but definitely some creativity, looking at things from a slightly different, more creative way, is on the cards for you here, Libra. But yeah, again, they're just talking about those scales, your Libra scales and your scales of balance that definitely need to be moderated. Okay. So I hope that that will lead you to gaining the rewards for your efforts that you've put in. Okay, lead you to your completion and the fulfillment of your cycle that you're currently in, and then obviously you gain wisdom out of all of that. Okay, so I think that's about it. If you found any value in this, Libra, I really would appreciate you letting us know in the comments. A like and a subscribe is always gratefully appreciated. And until we meet again, you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello and welcome, Scorpio. First card is the 10 of Ariel. There's so very much to be grateful for. Financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. So that is your first card. The 10 of Gabriel. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. The Cinderella story, it looks like. The Knight of Raphael. Committed romantic relationships being swept off your feet, situations or topics that make your heart flutter. Now, obviously, this is a career guidance thing, so we're not talking about romantic relationships, but that could be bringing you good news, happy news with regards to your career guidance or to your career. Then we have number 3, partnerships and alliances. That might be something that your chap's bringing you news on. Your last card, positive movement forward. Number 8. This makes me think of the infinity sign, you know, the infinite possibilities with regards to your career. There is I think as your first card spoke about it, about having put the hard work in. And having put your hard work in, you've gone through this entire cycle, and you've now almost reaching completion, where you can be in a position to now move forward positively. All right. So this also just talks to me about working with your weight of responsibilities that you've been enduring up until now, and that I do feel will soon be released for some reward. All right. So I do feel that just like the Cinderella story, I feel that she was really in a bit of a terrible position and being taken advantage of, and not really having very much hope on how to get out of her situation and all of that kind of stuff. And then miraculously she got a message, she got some information. Her guardian angel came to her rescue and allowed her to step out of that position into the freedom that she was looking for, allowed her to move forward through the partnerships and alliances that she created from being in a new situation. So this does very much look to me that if you are currently stuck in a situation that is par optimal, how's that for being polite about it, but if you are stuck in a position that you're really not enjoying at the moment, they're saying there is hope. Okay, there is definitely going to be some movement forward. You are going to maybe need to develop new skills, or engage in some type of an apprenticeship, or maybe partner with somebody to hone your, teach you some stuff and put in your efforts, because the ship doesn't just, get across. It takes effort. I feel that this should be more depicted as a rowboat than a sailing ship, but it's the repetitive effort, the repetitive tasks that give you the mastery that allows you to sail that ocean to a different shore. All right. So this also talks to me about, acknowledging where you're at, but ignoring your distractions is what's actually going to, so not getting too focused on the negatives, ignoring those distractions, that's actually going to end up paying off, Again, I feel like there's maybe something new that you need to learn, or maybe there's something new that's coming. It may reflect, if you haven't recently had I just knocked something off my desk. If you haven't recently had a change, this might be speaking about the change that you're looking for is coming. So if you're currently stuck in that situation, change is coming. If you've just got over that situation, they're saying better things are coming. All right, because this ship looks to me very much that it's heading in the direction of that enjoyment, the freedom, the travel, the spending some downtime with friends, business discussions that reflect positively on the family. So yeah, being in a position where you can take some time out and put some burdens down for a little while. So that all indicates the level of material comfort that's gained as a result of the hard work that you've put in. All right. So yeah, I would definitely say to you that this looks to me like if you're going through a bit of a bad patch, don't give up, because there definitely is hope. All right. The other thing that comes up with this card particularly is that it talks to me about the change that comes from your hard work. It sort of brings us sort of things coming together. Okay, so smart financial decisions that you've made, or investments that you've made, or successful career path decisions, changes that you've made, lead you to sort of a happy, stable home and work environment, and sort of everything that comes together that creates almost a little bit of a long-lasting foundation of success, so future success is guaranteed. The other thing that comes up for me here along those same lines is that it indicates that you're actually creating a sustainable future. It's not just short-term gratification. They're busy having something here at a restaurant, but this is more about working towards something that is more partnership, or whatever the case is, that is more long-term sustainable, rather than the short-term gratification that we get from more short-term orientated decisions. So if you've been working very hard, as would indicate with that 10 of Gabriel, to get where you where you are now, I do feel that you can start sort of enjoying your big picture accomplishments, right? Being part of something bigger than yourself. It also talks to me, because your Cinderella story is also a family orientated story, and here there's families in the picture, and yeah, they talk about partnerships and alliances, and this is also, the sea would indicate to me about mental emotional connections and that kind of stuff, and the sun coming up to reflect very positively on all of that. So that would talk to me very much about creating generational wealth, or financial stabilities for the family, or material comfort that the entire family, or that benefits more than just the person that invested in it. Okay, so this is very much about maybe having, or creating, or leaving a family legacy, or being in a position where you can be generous to those that you love and care about after you've made your sacrifices. So for some of you, it might indicate retirement, or working towards retirement, and keeping your eye on the fact that initially you are going to need to put in the hard work, and it's not always going to be very pleasant. You're going to need to roll your sleeves up, and sometimes it's going to be questionable as to even why you're doing it. But why you're doing it is so that you can relax later. All right. So putting in the efforts now of what's going to give you the long-term ability to sort of retire, or to enjoy in the longer the longer, greater scheme of things. In this retirement, I'm going to call it retirement. So in your your achieving cycle. All right, so this is your, I'm going to call this your hardworking cycle, and this is your reward cycle. So sometimes you might see it as the going up some steps, putting the effort in to walk up the steps and then reaching a plateau where you can go, oh, I've arrived. I can now enjoy, I can take a break and take some time out, and I don't have to work as hard as I initially did because I've actually got somewhere now. All right. That might actually also give you the opportunity to maybe do things a little bit differently from now on. So you might find that there is some news from abroad or over the waters or something like that, but I do feel that you might get some news or opportunities or solutions may present themselves that you could actually almost partner with somebody else that starts something new for you. All right, or that you start something new with in partnership with somebody else, because the Cinderella story is very much about her against the crowd, her against the family, or her putting the effort in and everybody else taking advantage of her. Whereas this looks to me like it's a lot more balanced. It's like there's equalness there, there's equal partnerships. You put in your 100% and they put in their 100%, and that's what gets everything going. So I do feel like that is something that comes up for you here as well. So I'm going to say your sheer determination and concentration is what's going to lead you to your success. Okay. So it might be that you've got to put in different efforts to learn new skills in new ways. So asking experts, or whether that is full-time learning and formal education, or just investing your own time and efforts to upskill yourself in some way. But all of that is what's going to lead you to this better, more relaxed way of being able to do things and take advantage of rewards and opportunities. Okay, so I would say to you you're never going to be without challenges, because life just isn't like that. But I do feel that expansion is probable, progress is probable. As I said to you, the overseas opportunities are probable. And almost like committed plans create the movements and the progress and the partnerships and all of that kind of stuff. So you're in a very good position to almost assess any upcoming opportunities and challenges, because you're up on your horse, so you can see from a higher perspective. That will then allow you to make the decisions that you need to get you to where it is that you want to go. So this really looks like you're in a position of power and control in your career sector, Scorpio. And I do feel that keep going. If you're my best friend or my sibling, or my partner, I would say, listen, you look like you're heading in the right direction. You can maybe take your foot off the accelerator a little bit, or not have it down as firmly as what you had it before. Still keep going, but maybe now that you've got the momentum going, a little bit less effort is needed to keep things going. Because if you've ever pushed a vehicle in any way, that pushing a vehicle from a standing stopped position is very difficult to get it going. But once those wheels start rolling, the faster it rolls, the easier it gets. And this is where we're at the moment. So they're saying it was difficult to get it off the ground and get it rolling, but now that it's off the ground, it's starting to move, and you can now put in less effort to get more outcome. Okay. So that's, I think, sums it up for you, Scorpio. If you found any value in anything that I've said to you, I would really appreciate hearing from you about it in the comments. And always a like and a subscribe and a share is always gratefully accepted and received with the channel as we're trying to grow. So with that having been said, thank you. You take care, stay blessed, and we'll see you again. Bye for now. Hello, Sagittarius. It's the lovers. Make choices from your heart. deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. The 2 of Gabriel, make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. See here we've got 2 people presumably heading in the same direction if they are coming from the Lovers card. And here we have 2 people also heading in the direction. So that's looking quite interesting. The 4 of Raphael, seek out other possibilities, look for the magic in life, be aware of your own emotions. As children, we always held the seashells to our ears, so we could hear the waves or hear the seashells speak to us. So I think this might be referring to, and we'll look into it a little bit deeper, but hidden messages from your subconscious or from your guides or from your intuition. And then the dragonflies are also indicative of that, also indicative of quick change. So that's interesting. So we have the 8 with emotional withdrawal. And we have another 8, oh wow, with positive movement forward. So first thing that comes to mind here is that there is a very obvious moving in the same direction, or moving into a direction possibly that you haven't been in before. So moving away from something to something better. The Lovers card, really talks to me about choices, about those, aligned values, being on the same page. It also talks to me about changes and challenges, and possibly and partnerships, obviously, and just about the changes and challenges also could be forks in the road, doing things differently to how you had done them before. All right. Because even here with this card, with positive movement forward, I mean, that sail, you set your sails in the direction that you're wanting to go. So if you want to change direction, you just move your sail over as well. And that's what was indicated in those dragonflies. The dragonfly is one of the insects, or one of the very few beings that can actually change direction mid-flight, in pretty much in all directions, up, down, left, right, backwards, forwards, instantaneously. So this is very much about changing directions and all of that. Also, the thing that comes up for me would be conscious, meaningful, connections and partnerships, communications, open communications, possibly sharing strategies and goals, and getting very clear about your goals so that you are can move in with determined purpose, possibly consolidating of purpose, because it seems like there's always more than one person in the picture. So it could be a consolidation of purpose, and almost like two halves making a whole. Two is better than one, or two halves making a whole. So that's quite an interesting take on things. I'm also seeing the potential for doing things differently, as I mentioned earlier, progress, or they, when you walk on, usually when you walk on the beach with somebody, or you're walking on a journey with somebody, there's some communication between the two of you, there's some planning, there's, chatting and sharing, and possibly decisions being made if they, when they come across an obstacle, or they discuss obstacles that they've been through previously. There could be the sharing of information, or the sharing of experience that helps both of them. This also talks to me, with that rainbow in the background, it also talks to me about a time to almost leave your comfort zone, obviously after you've worked out your detailed plans and your action plans and all of that kind of stuff. But leaving your comfort zone and figuring out how to action step towards your desired goals. So working towards long-term goals. This feels to me more about long-term stuff rather than short-term things. The shells also talk to me very much about, there's that old adage that says the world is your oyster. So if you've done your planning and if you consolidated your purpose and you've got out of your comfort zone and you've taken all your bits and overcome your challenges and made conscious, partnerships and communicated freely and put your best foot forward, then really the world, it would be your oyster. So this is really about whatever, if you decide to make the changes, if you decide to change things up a little bit, that you really can achieve everything that you set out to achieve, with regards to your long-term goals. This guy looks to me very much also that he's there sitting at the sea. It's funny how the sea is quite a large indicator in these cards as well. And as we know, I mean, the sea can be emotions, can be mental stuff. So maybe you need to overcome some mental challenges, where perhaps mental overwhelm, or the way that you've been perceiving things compared to how they are in reality. So maybe just reevaluating things would also be something to look out for, because I mean, this card literally says seek out other possibilities. So it's new ways of doing things, considering things that you'd possibly not considered before. Oh, there's the world up there again. So, being, and there's the emotional thing, being aware of your emotions and being aware of the obstacles and the challenges, but seeking out new ways of maybe doing old things, or new ways of educating yourself in order to do new things. So this emotional withdrawal, I really feel that it's maybe, we spoke about the emotion of things and the overwhelm and that kind of stuff. So this might be, I see handprints and footprints in the sand, and this could be saying, where is it that you may be keeping yourself stuck, where there are ways forward, you are making a mark. It may be not the mark that you were wanting to make, but there is definitely this almost need for you to identify what it is that you're avoiding, or what it is that you are lacking, or what it is that is disappointing you, and causing you to withdraw. So the other thing is perhaps having a look to see what it is that you're tempted to walk away from. Is it an unfulfilling job or a dead-end career? What is it that's sort of keeping you up at night, or keeping you away from the goals that you're wanting to achieve? And once you can identify what's missing in your life, you can then create the path that will lead you to rectify that situation, and realign your goals and your values, and set your sail in the direction that you, towards the sun, the sail in the direction of what it is that you're wanting to achieve. So this card tells me that regardless of what you think is going on in your head, you do actually have everything that you need in order to make progress and to actually achieve your goals. The 2 8s also denote prosperity and abundance. It's the infinity sign. So if you put the work in and you don't overthink things and you get out of your own way, you will achieve what you're looking to achieve. So this card also tells me that, and this is where they're walking towards this positive movement, achievement card. So it tells me that there are definitely rewards for, jobs well done. And it also talks to me with regards to those dragonflies and the sailing boats and all of that, and the fact that the tide comes in and out. It also talks to me about the opportunity for some sudden change that may come up. So if, Sagittarius, you are maybe looking to change where you're at, or change what you're doing or how you do it, don't let your mind run away from you. See how you can connect with your network or an expert or somebody that can give you a little bit more insight, perhaps, whether that is a real person or some education or some videos or some books or something along those lines. Listen to your own intuition and your heart and your instincts, because you got good instincts. And then see how it is that you can consolidate everything that you've learned, taking all aspects of your life into consideration, and then allow yourself to commit to the task that you have at hand in order to move forward in a positive and supportive direction, giving you the freedom to come and go wherever it is that you are deciding to go to. So that looks very good to me in terms of your career, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps you in some way. If it does, please leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. But I think that the most important thing is to recognize that there is definitely some new energy or new attitude that's needed if you're wanting to implement the change and get the rewards from that change. So thank you very much. And until we meet again, you take care and stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Capricorn. First card up, the moon. The opportunity to improve your plans, listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, face your fears, and grow stronger. Perspective, also known as the Hangman in the Rider-Waite tarot deck, traditional tarot deck. There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. Wow, 3 major arcana cards. We have the Emperor, stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. And from the Psychic Tarot deck, we have number 1, passion ignited. I do love the illustrations on these cards. And we have number 12, sacrifice, which is also, by the way, the Hangman card in the Psychic Tarot cards. That's interesting. That just tells us that the guides are doubling down on that aspect if you've got 2 hangmans. Right. So, apologize. So these cards talk to me about there must be a better way. I mean, that's the very first thing that comes up for us here is, looking at things from a different perspective. There has to be a better way. The way that things worked before are no longer working. Things and options need to be assessed from possibly a different perspective. Pause if you must, but you're being encouraged not to stop. It could be a matter of priorities changing and possibly some unconventional, we can see that with the circus tent, some unconventional ideas that are coming forward for you. I I would want to ask the question that maybe you need to consider what it is that's holding you back, because she looks like she's walking through some mud, So what it is that's holding you back from achieving your goals, and maybe see how you can release that, because that looks very much like muddied water to me, and the water element usually talks to me about mental states, so overthinking, overwhelm, being focused on, and negative thoughts, negative emotions, that kind of thing. So perhaps have a look, see what is going on with that, and if you find it might be a good idea for you to release those burdens to make space for some transformation, and then that rainbow bringing in the rewards. Looks like it's bringing it into her mind. So when she stops focusing on where she's at and everything that's going wrong, then she opens her mind to receiving some good ideas and good information and wisdom and perspective and all those other things that are quite handy to have when you're trying to step forward and claim, what's yours. For some of you, I do see that you're going to be doing some business near or in some high buildings. It looks to me like there's light shining on there, so that looks like it's very positive meetings, life-changing meetings. Maybe important connections. So that looks good to me. The Emperor talks to us very much about authority and power, and that it's the time for you to step into your power and possibly even to be the leader that you were born to be, It also talks to me about balancing creativity and emotion with logic and practicality. And it also tells me that now's a time where you are actually, because you're in the seat of authority, you're actually in control of the direction of the plans that you've made and that you are subsequently taking. So life isn't controlling you. You are most definitely sitting in that seat of power and controlling life, even though maybe it doesn't always feel that way when you're but stuck in that mud situation. So this is very much about making definite decisions, following through with definite plans, with determination, and I feel that's when you'll get your results. But there's lots of I want to say, like, lots of hidden opportunities, lots of hidden gold, hidden rewards that maybe you just it's waiting for you to step out and step towards in order to claim it. So that looks quite good to me from a career perspective. Now the moon, the moon always talks to us about hidden things, so I would definitely say that would indicate to me, or what I would do is that I would review your plans, review your goals, review your anything that you've always thought that you've wanted, and make sure that what you thought that you wanted and what you actually want are the same thing. All right, because I feel like things might have changed, things might need to be tweaked, but this is really about you just making sure that you are still on the track of where it is that you are wanting to head. It's also talking to me about facing your fears and overcoming them by facing them head on. So there I'm just seeing that, she's the world is between those two high mountains, which tells me that what she's created is much bigger and much better than the obstacles and the challenges that she has overcome. So that is quite positive. And then obviously again with the moon, it's about keeping an eye out for any secrets or any hidden information that might come to light that may influence you. It also would refer to any business documents that you maybe sign. Make sure that the way that you understand it is the way that it's been presented to you, that there aren't any miscommunications or presumptions, and And they're also just talking here about, you know, in terms of those things coming up, and influencing you, that you maintain your authority, your control, your power, so that you are responsive and not reactive. Now, you would be reactive if you weren't expecting it, but because you're expecting it, you become responsive. So you already formulate, if this goes on, then I'll act, or I'll, you know, I'll do this, or I'll do that, in whichever way you decide is in your best interest. But having the knowledge, the wisdom, the information to be able to make decisions before you know, you get caught off guard would be quite good for you. So the passions ignited. Wow, this is such a lovely card, because you know, I'm just looking at that flame here on her chest, and initially I actually thought it was the phoenix that was rising from the flame, and I expect that the artist did mean something along those lines. But this is really about revelations and new beginnings and new ideas and exciting adventures and all that enthusiasm and passion and, you know, creativity and positive energy that that is available to us at the beginning of something new. So I would definitely say that this card gives me a feeling of being in, you know, standing in my power, standing in your power, and being in control, the same as the Emperor. So those two are working together very well. And the thoughts that drop into my head with this card is about taking the bull by the horns, you know, controlling life rather than having life control you, which is what they told us earlier about the Emperor and, you know, the perspective. And I will just say, I mean, yeah, the person in this perspective card has got wings. So that tells me very much about, you know, you are in control and it is your time to fly, and you need to swoop down and grab what it is that you're wanting, because it is available to you, whether that be in terms of, you know, your thoughts, or whether that is in terms of the material stuff, or whether that's in terms of you know, the good positive energy and creative opportunities that are available to you, or if it's in respect to overcoming your fears and, you know, getting things done and then creating achievements as a result of that. So yes, this you know, this is definitely a time for you to dare to be different, dare to do things differently, dare to take what it is that you want, you know, take control, take your power, take your authority, and head yourself in the direction that would be more aligned with who you are now, not necessarily who you were before, but who you are now, standing in your authority. So this looks very nice to me, Capricorn. You know, Capricorn is also quite a decisive natured being. So this aligns very much with most Capricorn's personalities anyway. Once they've set their sights on something, you know, they're quite tenacious, and this is using your tenacity in the direction that you're wanting it to go. These flowers just keep drawing my attention here, and what that talks to me about is you know, the flowering of possibilities, good ideas, positive influences, having your, you know, those in spirit. So whether it's your family or your guides, your ancestors, or your angels, whoever it is, that's bringing things to blossom, you know, because the flowers are a result of the seeds, but the flowers create the seeds as well. So it might be that, you know, things are coming full circle here, because we all know that rainbows, we see them as arcs, but they are in fact circles. So this could just be, and there we've got the circle there again. This could just be that things are going full circle, like they have with the moon, you know. There's loads of circles in these pictures. So things are going full circle, and the experiences that you had previously are sowing the seeds for the experiences that are busy lining up for you now, that you can take advantage of and step forward with and for in the direction that you decide to do. So yes, ambitious plans, absolutely. Taking charge of the situation, absolutely. Daring to be different, absolutely. Opportunity to improve your plans, absolutely. So really, all of this just validates what comes through intuitively for Capricorn. So I hope that's helped you a little, Capricorn. And if you found any value, I'd really appreciate hearing about it in the comment section. And like and subscribe if you would like to support our channel in any way. I really do appreciate it. We are a young, small, new channel, and we're looking to build our numbers. So we'd appreciate all the love that we can get. So until next time, you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Aquarius. So first we start up with Divine Guidance, which is part of the Major Arcana. It is usually the Hierophant in traditional tarot, and it says the search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. The Nine of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. The Ace of Gabriel. A gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration. The chance to do something amazing. A sense of wonder. What a lovely card. This is from the Psychic Tarot. And here we have number 5, Wisdom, which is the Hierophant, in fact, in the traditional tarot, which is the same as Divine Guidance. So yeah, they're doubling down on that meaning. And your last card is the number 7, Triumph, which in traditional tarot is the Chariot. So moving forwards, onwards and upwards, not putting the cart in front of the horse. I think we should start with the Hierophant, seeing as that's come out twice. So the Hierophant is telling me that it might be time for you to maybe step out of the box and into your own power, to do things differently this time, to ask for some help if you need help. You do have some loyal support there. If you need to, you can speak to some experts to help you to look for some answers. And experts could be books, it could be the internet, it could be speaking to actual people or families or trusted friends, something along those lines. But I do feel that when you look for the answers, you're going to find them. All right. This is very much about when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So this is, again, they're talking about the skill development or self-development or education in order to up-level you. And if you need to reach out and put yourself out there, and learn from others' experiences, I do feel that you're very supported in all of that. The world really is open and available to you if you are prepared to, lift your eyes up and look for other opportunities. This very much is a time for you to walk the talk, actions create results, all of those lovely words that the guides like to drop into my head. But I do feel that if you are looking for answers, I do feel that the answers are there waiting for you to find them. All right. I'm also just picking up here, as this card indicated, that you might be wasting a lot of time on worry, unnecessarily so. it's very unlikely, given the fact that you've got the Hierophant twice, it's very unlikely that your fears are going to materialize. I understand that stress and tension and anxiety is very real and it's very human and it needs to be managed and it also needs to be overcome. But I also feel that sometimes when you focus on something, that's all that you see. So again, there's that owl that's coming through to this chap on the bed here, and I do feel that if you look for the wisdom, so if you speak to your loyal friend, if you engage with friends, families, colleagues, expert, those who know more than what you do, or that can give you a different perspective on things, I really do feel that you'll be able to. I've just noticed she's got owl wings as well. I really do feel that you'll be able to find the solutions that currently you're not looking at solutions, or you're not seeking solutions, you're more focus or problem orientated. So shifting your focus to those solutions and the wisdom. And like I said, the owl that's indicated, the owls hunt at night. The owls see best when it's dark. So if things are looking a little bit dark for you at this stage, they're saying not to worry, because you are going to triumph, you are going to move forward. There are new passions and opportunities and ideas and all those other things that are good for you and that can help you, that are going to come forward. But this, I would definitely say to you that that it's time for you to maybe just shift your focus a little bit. Okay. I also feel that for some of you, I don't know, there's like cargo. I just get the idea of cargo. So some type of moving of cargo, or maybe there's like shipping of cargo. I just feel like there's movement of product or exchange of product. I feel like that would be very good for you in terms of your career. There again, I'm just getting, check the paperwork, keep track of the customs, or keep track of the logistics of that movement of product. All right. I do feel that the movement of your product almost benefits the whole village. Okay, so again, I feel like she's overcoming a whole bunch of problems there. What else can I tell you? So I do feel that at least for some of you, I'm just being drawn here to the 8 again, which is the infinity symbol, which is prosperity and abundance and that kind of stuff. So I do feel that for some of you, I feel like you are definitely starting a new job, or it's time for you to maybe look out and put yourself out there if you've been talking about it. I do feel that by you, investing in yourself a little bit more, that will help you to present yourself in maybe a more positive light. We've just got that little loyal dog, so that just, again, that tells me that you're not in this alone. Your Chariot, your Triumph card, that's also, obviously, it's, ambitions and ideas and goals and all of that kind of stuff. But I feel like you need to make sure that all of those are well thought out and that you've got detailed plans. Like, it's no good just saying, okay, well, I'm going to, I want X. You've got to know, well, where would I find X? If we use a grocery as an analogy, say, okay, well, what do I want? I want a bag of apples. And then you've got to know, are you going to go down to your corner cafe, or are you going to go to the large wholesaler, or are you going to go to the nearest mall, or are you going to go to a franchise in close proximity to you or one that's not in close proximity to you. But whatever it is that you decide on, that will then detail the plans that you make in order to get there. Because if you're heading to the corner grocer, it's unlikely that you're going to go in the direction of the franchise that's in a different suburb. So, knowing where you're going will give you half of the plan that you need in order to get to where it is that you are heading. So they are really just talking about once you've made your decisions and once you've got your plans, you can then action those plans in order for you to achieve those goals. So we're not saying that it's going to be easy, but we are saying that it will be worth it and that it is achievable. So as long as you don't sort of put the cart in front of the horse and create obstacles and create challenges, through being focused on the negative, I feel like if you can stay determined and if you can stay focused, you'll be able to tap in and utilize all of the resources and networks and all of that that are available to you. I mean, that's all even indicated at the bottom of his robe. And the guy just wants to say that or remind you that victory favors the brave, So once you're on the horse and once you've got the horse steered in the direction that you need to, or you've decided to go in, then it's just a matter of, putting your feet in front of each other in order to achieve that. So that's it, Aquarius. I hope that makes sense to you. But this looks to me like once you have overcome the fears that you created in your head, there is definitely going to be the manifestation or the materialization of the goals that you have set for yourself. So the achievements, the rewards that are a result of you, walking your talk, not just talking your talk, but actually putting actions-orientated steps into place in order to get to where it is that you are hoping to get to. So that's it. Let us know in the comments if any of this resonated with you, if you found any value in this, or if you'd like to support our brand new little channel at this stage. We really would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and check out some of our other videos. We've got loads that are a lot of fun and very detailed. And we will chat to you again. So until then, you take care and stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Pisces. So let's see the first card that's come out for you. The Six of Raphael. And that says, embrace your inner child, new friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood. Let's see how this relates to your career. The Eight of Michael. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. This in the traditional tarot would be the Eight of Swords. The Ace of Michael. A wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. Well, that certainly looks like it holds a lot of promise. Here we have the number 2, spiritual union. And your last card is number 18, shadow. Shadow in the traditional tarot deck is the moon. So first of all, I think we should start with the good news, the new ideas, the new way of doing things. We acknowledge that it's, could be a bumpy start, but if you stick to it, it's going to open new doorways, new opportunities, new way of doing things, open up, to go places and experience things that you have never experienced before. That might be a lot of fun, getting back to back to basics, keeping things simple. that also talks to me very much. It reminds me of the Lovers card, partnerships. So maybe new partnerships or partnerships with people that are, that you've been introduced to recently. So new acquaintances. Or even the rekindling of, old connections, so that might be something that comes up for you. So this very much brings to my attention with the moon and the moon and the shadow aspect, that if you've been feeling maybe a little bit trapped, or that maybe you've been a little bit stuck in your fears, that you've been worried about how you're going to get ahead and do things differently and get out of your situation or into a situation that's better or newer or different to the one that you currently find yourself in. They are very much telling me, because here we've got the moon and we've got the sun, telling me that if you open your eyes to new opportunities and realize that you're actually stronger than you realize you are, you will find that things will open up for you. So if you are committed to actually changing your situation, I feel like that the change will definitely happen, because as we know, the only constant is actually change. Now, the spiritual union also talks to me, just as that Six of Raphael is about collaboration with maybe new partners or new business associates, which is exactly what the Six of Raphael was talking to me about. And then it also talks to me about equal giving and taking that's used or necessary or done. It also talks to me about symbiotic relationships, so there's a lot of emotional stuff there, but there's also a lot of growth that I see in those two cards. As we mentioned before, you are stronger than you've ever given yourself reason to believe, or that what you thought you are. And I do feel that if you are not satisfied with where you are and where you're at, and you really feel like you're surrounded by challenges and obstacles, and it's not where it is that you're wanting to be, I feel like it's almost like you've put your crown down. You need to put your crown back on your head, and then you'll be able to step a little bit forward, more with more determination and a little bit more confidently. All right. Now, this picture here, it really does bring to my mind the experience that I've had on a spiritual level of there being a garden in the ethers, and it's almost like the garden of healing and the garden of infinite possibilities and the garden of opportunities. So with Archangel Michael here in the background, if you are needing to maybe take some time out in nature, or take some time to really create some type of a breakthrough after resting for a bit, or thinking things through and allowing yourself, like almost allowing yourself to dare to be different, allowing yourself to dare to think outside of the boxes that you'd previously created for yourself. Because you see, she's got her one leg or one foot in the circle, and her other one is outside of the circle, and it looks to me like she's broken out of the shackles that she was in. So if you are willing to make the changes that are necessary, I do feel that you will be supported to actually head in this new direction. You'll be supported spiritually, emotionally, financially, because we see all the abundance and we promise the abundance here. So really, you don't get put off if things start off a little bit on the bumpy side, because it looks like the clouds are clearing and things are definitely the water is becoming more calm for you. And this looks to me like the moon is actually passing over this I want to call it a talking stick. You know, whoever's got control of the talking stick gets chance to be in charge at that point, or gets chance to communicate at that point. And looks very much to me like, yes, there's a give and take, but also that the moon, the hidden stuff is actually passing the talking stick onto the sun, which is your success and your abundance and your prosperity and all things working out for you. And then obviously there is the need for balance, balance and management in all avenues and aspects of your life. So this looks quite good to me, Pisces. After a little bit of a challenging time, it looks like you're going to come right, and if you're prepared to put the work in, it looks like you're going to get the results. So if this made any sense to you, or if it resonated on any level with you, I'd really love to hear about it in the comments. And because we're still a little growing channel and need and appreciate all the support that we can get, I'd really appreciate likes and subscribes if you haven't already done that, if you don't mind doing it now. And check out our other content. We've got some lovely videos there that you might find interesting. So take a look and see what appeals to you. And having said that, we will chat again on a different day. So you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now.